Cook. I'm one of the curators and senior producer here at onedotzero. We've recently created a package of short films for Cyber Brothers, and it's a selection of 10 films from the previous edition of the film festival, onedotzero, which was in London in September 2009 at the BFI. The selection of films is taken from a distribution catalogue that we represent, so not every film that shows in the festival actually goes on to be distributed by us, but we try and cherry pick a number of films that we think represents what we're trying to do with the festival, but also that we think our partners might also be interested in. So there's a good selection there. It's quite an international selection. I tried to make sure that we pick different work from different places as well as different genres. There's one piece on there is one of my favourites called Frankel Fashion, which is by Alex Turvey, who's a young, he's a director, but he started out in graphic design. He's got he's very influenced by fashion and works with photographers and fashion photography, set design and theatre design. So there's a real aesthetic to his work that I think is quite unique. Another film which is more tongue-in-cheek and a bit silly is Anti-Len by Duncan Marsh and Ian Raitt, and that's a 3D character design animation about one little character eating himself and then throwing himself back up, which is just silly and it's fun, and I think you can show it to any audience in the world and they'll laugh. So that's another favourite as well. I think it's interesting that, you know, instead of big sites like YouTube, there are smaller, more bespoke or specific niche sites popping up all the time now. So I guess Cyber Brothers is an interesting one because it's Russian and it's the focus on the AV side of things. Whereas BBC Film Network, where I was working, was more about British film and what's happening in the British scene. You know, equally, onedotzero is we're going to relaunch our website in May, so we'll be focusing more on the kind of work that we show at the festival, but on an international scale. So it'll be more about the aesthetic of the work as opposed to, you know, where it's from or how long it is. I think as obviously broadband connections have improved massively over the last even 5 years, and access to work that you could never normally find available before is so wide that actually it's more about it becomes more important to have some level of curation involved and not just be a free-for-all where, you know, you can see any video anywhere, because if you've got the choice between hundreds and thousands of videos, you don't really know where to start. To be honest, we've had very limited experience of what's going on in Russia, what the scene is like there. We're really keen to find partners in Russia who can help us both find the talent, but also bring the festival to Russia and try and create a local version of what we do in London. Obviously, to be able to do that, you need to find the right partner to be able to pull it off. So that's really the limitation that we have. But I'm absolutely certain that there's a lot going on in Russia. It's just we haven't found it yet. So ideally, it would be nice to have, you know, through our calls for submissions, or, you know, people are welcome to contact me, just to say this is what's going on, this is what we're making, you know, check this out. We're always up for watching new work and seeing what's happening. I mean, I know that Russia's film is very much part of the Russian culture, as is obviously literature and music. So it seems to me that this area, you know, short film, animation, motion graphics, maybe interactive work, must be growing. It must be an area which is growing all the time. And the more people we can find in that area, then the easier it will be to find better work.
Sure.